Ever wonder when our ancient ancestors first stumbled upon the sweet, mind-altering magic of fermentation? Who found the original happy juice? Was it some smart caveman? Or did they learn from drunk animals? Yeah, you heard me. Drunk. Animals. Picture this. Fruits, ripe, bursting, falling from trees in hot climates. They just sit, sugar-filled, soaking up wild yeasts. Nature's slow, boozy cooking show. Many mammals, especially primates, sniff out fermented fruit. It's a high-calorie snack after all. A very happy high-calorie snack. This is the drunk monkey hypothesis. Primates might have evolved a taste for alcohol as easy, fermented energy. Smart, right? What's wilder? A key enzyme for metabolizing alcohol, ADH4, evolved about 10 million years ago. Perfect timing for a pre-party. So imagine early human frog picks up a squishy, fizzy fruit, takes a hesitant sniff, then a daring taste. Boom! Caveman party time. For millennia, hunter-gatherers encountered naturally fermented drinks. Not complex brews, but enough buzz. Think fruit juice, but with extra oomph. It wasn't just fruit. Honey, grains, even milk could ferment naturally. Anything with sugar and wild yeast could become an accidental ancient happy hour. For a long time, there weren't times making alcohol intentionally. Just consuming nature's surprise beverages, like finding a lost wallet, but it's full of fermented berries. The big game changer? The Neolithic Revolution, about 12,000 years ago. Humans farmed, settled. This meant surplus crops. And what goes great with surplus? Cereal grains, like barley and wheat, were perfect for brewing, packed with starches that convert to sugars. Hello, early beer. Where's the asterisk earliest evidence of intentional brewing? Jiahu, China. Archaeologists found pottery shards dating 9,000 years back to 7000-6600 BCE. What was in those pots? Residue analysis showed fermented rice, honey, and hawthorn fruit. Basically an ancient, multi-ingredient cocktail. Sophisticated, right? This Jiahu brew actually predates the earliest known grape wine by a good 1,000 years. China was ahead, even then. Take that, ancient Greece. But the Fertile Crescent, that cradle of civilization, wasn't far behind. Prime real estate for early agriculture, and thus, early booze. Think Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. This megalithic site, built around 9600 BCE, hosted massive feasts. And what do you need for a feast? Archaeologists found huge stone vessels at Göbekli Tepe, some holding up to 160 liters. Not for water, for brewing something social and spirit-lifting. These vessels suggest large-scale beer production for ritual feasts, possibly before grain domestication. So beer might have Tran Tuan Griven agriculture. Whoa! Why beer, not bread? Brewing beer from grains is simpler than baking bread, with early, difficult-to-process cereals. Less fuss, more fun. What about wine? Earliest evidence for intentional grape wine comes from Haji Firuz Tepe, Iran, around 5400-5000 BCE. They found a 9-liter jar lined with reddish residue. Chemical analysis confirmed tartaric acid, telltale sign of fermented grapes. A fancy wine cellar, 7,000 years ago. From earliest days, alcohol wasn't just for tipsiness. Deeply intertwined with ritual, religion, social bonding. It was sacred, not just sloshed. Sharing a drink helped cement social ties, celebrate victories, mourn losses. Alcohol was the original social lubricant, long before app-based dating. And guess what? Early beer and wine weren't just fun, often safer than water, which could be contaminated. Plus, calories! Liquid bread, baby! Used medicinally too. Sumerian texts mention beer as a carrier for medicines. Egyptians used wine in remedies, a little booze to help cough medicine go down. Ancient Egypt had serious beer culture. Workers were often paid in beer. Imagine that. Here's your paycheck, buddy. Enjoy your 3 liters of brew. Historians estimate pyramid builders received up to 4 or 5 liters of beer a day. Liquid motivation for dragging huge stones in desert heat. In ancient Mesopotamia, brewing was highly respected. Even female brewers. Talk about shattering the glass ceiling. 5,000 years ago. They even had a Himta-Ninkasi, Sumerian goddess of beer. It's a 800-year-old beer recipe disguised as a divine ode. How cool is that? True distillation for spirits came much later. Probably Islamic Golden Age, around 8th century CE. But the asterisk idea of stronger stuff was always lurking. Alcohol itself comes from Arabic, al-kul, originally a powdered cosmetic. It evolved to mean distilled substances. Language is weird. Why do humans, uniquely among primates, go to such lengths for a tipple? It taps into our brain's reward system, that feel-good dopamine hit. It reduces inhibitions, making social interactions smoother, initially. Notice how people loosen up after a few sips? Yeah, Ancient programming at work. Shared consumption fosters group cohesion. It's a universal symbol of friendship, celebration, sometimes just unwinding after a long day of mammoth hunting. Did early cave dwellers paint murals of their fermented fun? While direct evidence is scarce, imagine lively scenes around a glowing brew. Some theories suggest fermenting and storing calories as alcohol might have been a survival advantage. Liquid nutrition during lean times. Of course, ancestors also discovered the dreaded hangover. Imagine that pounding headache and queasy stomach without aspirin. Even back then, knowing how much was too much was crucial. Little fermented fruit is fun. A whole fermented tree is a bad morning. From a wobbly fruit to ritualistic brew at dawn of civilization, alcohol's journey mirrors humanity's own. From survival to celebration, it has been a constant companion, shaping cultures, religions, even architecture. We built temples, and often we built taverns. Coincidence? I think not. The story of alcohol isn't just about getting tipsy. It's about discovery, community, and how a simple chemical reaction became part of human experience. Even today, scientists are still uncovering new sites, refining our understanding. The past keeps surprising us. Always more to learn. Next time you raise a glass, remember those ancient trailblazers who first said, "Hey, this squishy fruit makes me feel pretty good"? What's your favorite ancient drink? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more wild history facts, and tell us in the comments what ancient concoction you'd try first. Cheers!